morning on day 47 of my Appalachian Trail through hike attempt. It is Tuesday, April 14th, and today's objective is to go 16.1 miles, and it's going to take us through the Grayson Highlands. So if you know what's in the Grayson Highlands, you know why I'm excited to get there. So let's go check it out. I'm still on the AT detour, but that won't last long. Getting back off of the closure from the Creeper Trail, and so I'll have to watch the maps a little bit because I think I'm not on the Iron Mountain Trail anymore. I think this little section here is not very far. I don't know how well it's marked, so I'm gonna have to be watching for signs and then checking far out to ensure that I haven't deviated, but hopefully it's pretty clear and easy to follow, and I don't have to do any backtracking. I think I'll be fine. This is the path, although it doesn't feel like it. I mean, it's like barely got evidence that people have walked on it. And it does parallel this little gravel road. I kind of missed it. I had to backtrack about 100 feet. But so just got to pay attention, especially if traveling alone and first person out of camp and can't really tell what's trail and shadows a little long, but you can kind of tell what's been trampled down in the leaves. Ugh. Barely. So usually the first day out of a town, if I know it's going to be more than, say, 3 days, I won't sit in my tent and edit videos, assuming I get in there early enough to do so. Last night, I just got in, started hearing some drizzle on the tent. I just laid down, I powered everything off after sending some texts to family to check in with them. Had good cell service. And I think I was asleep by well before 8. But the bad thing about that is that means I just got up early and just, but I didn't really want to get up this morning. So I knew today wasn't going to be a crazy tough day with the type of ascent. And so I knew I could tackle today with pretty much confidence. But yeah, so I crashed early and I slept pretty well. My Garmin watch says my sleep score was still poor, but I got a lot of sleep, so that felt nice. All right, 4 miles allegedly until I get back on the Appalachian Trail. So now I'm blue blazing on the Mount Rogers Trail, and came across an intersection to make sure that I'm still on the right trail. But I was watching my little dot move on the map. It's moving south, which is the first thing you think of is, oh no, I'm going the wrong way. How did I go the wrong way? I didn't turn around. I didn't get lost. This detour keeps us north of the AT, so now I'm heading due south to meet back up with it. So getting close to it, and we've been climbing all morning. Well, a gradual climb. This is a nice cruisy path. Just a gradual uphill, but gradually been ticking up hundreds of feet in elevation, so currently at about 4,650 feet. been a little bit, but my oldest and mountain turtle. See that boulder? That's a nice boulder. So if you're curious about where that reference comes from and you just don't know, that's a reference from Shrek, the first movie. Whenever we'd go hiking with the kids, we would, we started hiking with them early, getting them exposed to being outside. And we lived in Hawaii, which had some great trails. So wherever we've gone, we tried to take them day hiking. So find ways to amuse ourselves, and pointing out nice boulders was always a tried and true way to kind of get a laugh out of everybody. We're up at over 5,000 feet now, and as you can see, the trail is just no longer cruisy. It has become wonderfully rocky. Sarcastically, wonderfully. It'll just lay down. Just gotta watch your footing a little bit more. But, people always complain like, oh, Pennsylvania's got so many rocks. By the time they get to Pennsylvania, they had plenty of practice. There's tons and tons of trippers in Virginia and Maryland and southern Pennsylvania before you get to northern Pennsylvania, where the real trippers begin. All right, a boulder and a bench in the woods. All right, that's my view. All right, that's it. I have completed the detour. I am back on the Appalachian Trail. And Mount Rogers is coming up. So I am pretty happy to see my old friend, the White Blaze. I'm telling you, looking at yellow blazes and blue blazes is a little disconcerting. And some of them weren't all easy to find. So I was constantly checking, well, not constantly, but I was regularly checking the map. And I did get off trail just a couple times, but for the most part, the detour was very clearly marked, and a lot of it was very cruisy. So just no views. So let's hope back on the good old AT, going up northbound, that we start finding some views. Past this on side of the trail, 1,700. That's 1,700 more miles till I get to Katahdin. It's a lot better than 2196.9, I believe. All right, there's the summit trail to go to Mount Rogers. I know for a fact there's no view up there, so I'm not going to waste my time today. I had a great view from just back there, and so I'm going to head down towards Rhododendron Gap, which isn't too far away. I think there's a shelter there. That might be a lunch spot. I'd camp there. Passing by Thomas Knob Shelter, right off the AT. But it's not on my agenda to stop there, so I won't. All right, here we are coming into Grayson Highlands State Park, and they want even the day hikers to stay on the Appalachian Trail. All right, I'm happy to be in Grayson Highlands State Park, but I am really really happy to be standing next to this mile marker, 500. That is a big one. That is a milestone right there. Just think of what it's taken to get this far. I know I have so much further to go, but 500, just, you know, that mile marker right there, when you think you've hit that, when you hit the first 100, you're like, okay, I can do this. Second 100, you're like, all right, I think maybe I'm finding a groove. 300, do I have trail legs? 400, I do have trail legs. 500, yeah, I've done a lot of work in 47 days to get here. There's a lot more work to go, but this feels really, really good. You know, maybe they should write a song about walking 500 miles. And, you know, because if you do walk 500, you might as well just walk 500 more, right? But I think there is one about it. But the dude, like, falls down at the door. It's like, come on. If you're walking 500 miles, realize how strong you are. I wouldn't fall down at your door. I'd show up politely. Hopefully, if it's 500 miles and 500 more along the AT or somewhere near Northern Virginia, maybe I'll knock on the door and I'd ask for snacks. And maybe if I would be so bold to impose upon maybe like a meal, laundry, and a bed. But you know, I'm not gonna fall down. I'm too strong for that. I gotta keep going. So yeah, besides, even after 1,000 miles, I still have 1,200 miles to go to get to Katahdin. So no time, maybe a little bit of rest. Take a Nero, take a zero, and keep moving. Fat man squeeze. Let's see if we can do it without taking our pack off. Alright, one of two things. Either it wasn't that bad, or I've gotten a lot skinnier. Just met a nice couple from the Washington, D.C. area. They're on their spring break, and so said they were able to drive down. It's actually a couple and their two boys, and they're showing them more of the AT because the mom had thru hiked it herself back in the day, and so very cool. So we're talking about life in D.C. versus life on the trail, and yeah, really cool stuff. So. Well, finally got out of the rocky rock scramble, and now I have a nice little relaxing cruisy section for a bit. But I'm on the hunt for a particular animal that you find here in the Grayson Highlands. They exist. I've seen evidence on the ground that they exist. Let's see if I can find one. Alright, bench in the woods. Now I'm gonna sit in it. I think I'm gonna sit and have some lunch. This looks like a nice little viewpoint right there. I'll take this view. Trying something new. Let's see if these Uncrustables work well. Some of the other hikers say these are great because you just take them from the frozen section and throw them in your pack, and they're good for a week. We'll see. They've got 210 calories a piece, and they're pretty tasty. The animal in question that I'm looking for, of course, the wild ponies of the Grayson Islands. And they do exist, but talking to some people that have already passed through, they're like, no, I haven't seen one today. Or I saw one, it was way back there, and then it ran off. Or, yeah, there's a herd, but it's all on the other side. So, these mythical animals do exist. Certainly have seen their droppings. But, I may not see them today, which is, as we were talking to the thru hikers, we're like, that's kind of just a thing you see. It's a part of the experience of the AT. You hit the 500 mile mark, then you hit the Grayson Highlands and you see ponies. We'll see. I'm not through the park just yet, but now I got to keep my fingers crossed that I see them, because I'm worried I may not. Nice. The ponies do exist. Yeah, I was gonna say. This fella just came running down the mountain. I pet you sweetly. Oh, you do let me pet you. Can you carry my pack for me? You just don't seem to care about anything, do you? Alright, so that was worth kind of almost a little bushwhack. Had to come off trail and climb this hill. But they were right here, only 100 feet or so off the trail, so couldn't just pass it by. That's probably the only spot I'm going to see it. So glad I could see that it was a worthy detour. I got my ponies. All right, arrived to my campsite nice and early. It's before 4:30. I'll take it. And I was chatting with Dance Moves on the way down here. Dance Moves got his names from stumbling and doing exotic dance moves, as he kind of righted himself while he stumbled along the trail. I can relate to that. I stumble a lot. But I'll flip you around, show you what I'm looking at. So just beyond my pack is a stream. Goes back behind there. For the motivated people that want to do a campfire, go for it. And then I'm about to set up my tent right there. Tonight's cuisine is a ramen bomb, which is basically this is chicken flavored ramen. I'm gonna drop in some loaded baked potatoes from instant potatoes, just drop them in there, mixed up. That'll make a nice calorie-rich, dense meal. You could drop in some protein if you want, like a tuna. I'm going to go without it today. I'm just fine without. And there you have it. One complete ramen bomb. All right, that's going to bring day 47 to a close. Checklist is camping out right there. I'm right here. Food is hung. Chores done. Got 2 videos edited so they can be ready. Tomorrow, hopefully I can do 2 more. Then I'll be fully caught up. I like being caught up. Today was a great day. The 16.1 miles brought us back onto the AT. It brought us past the 500-mile marker. That's something extraordinary. I know all of us northbounders are really happy about that. We just have talked to everybody today. Everybody's just feel pretty accomplished to do 500 miles. And then, of course, the Grayson Highlands. And just when I thought I was going to pass through and not see a single pony, I saw about 4 ponies and got to come up nice and close to them. That was really nice. Then the rest of the way wasn't too bad. Passed a couple other tent sites, the campsites that would have been equally good, but this one's real nice and quiet. Yeah, I'm looking forward to a nice quiet night. And tomorrow we'll trek on forward. So thanks for following along, and we'll see you in our next chapter.